Okay, let's get started. Everybody get good rest last night? No? Doing too much product research? Yes? Lots of rest? Alright, good. Okay. So, last day for most of you. Most of you are going to the trip tomorrow. So you have one more day to go write a lot of purchase orders. There are some of you that committed last night to writing purchase orders today for the first time. You're still committed, right? Yep. All right, awesome. Remember, as soon as you get out of here, get over there, write some purchase orders, even if it's for zippers, and you might become the next zipper gazillionaire. Right? We want some credit for that, don't we?
We're going to be zippers like ASM is spatulas.
That's awesome. So a few reminders. Did you bring your passports if you want train tickets? Okay, so we need to give them to David, please. Before, what time, do you want to collect it at the end, David? Or right now? Let's just collect it right now so we don't forget. So pass up your passports to David right now so we don't forget. So they can get that done. DHL will be here this evening. Don't forget your samples if you would like. This afternoon. What time? Well, will they be here until 8 for our meeting or no? We're going to have in the back of the room for the meeting, right? In this room.
They need to bring their samples.
But they need to be here 8 o'clock. Okay, yeah. So, but they're coming earlier? What time? 4 or 5 o'clock, but they'll be in this room? Okay, so you can come as early as 4 or 5 o'clock to get your sample shipped in this room. Subject to change. Okay.
I recommend bringing the sample in a plain brown box if you want to be discreet about it. So keep that in mind anyhow. Oh yeah, well, he wants to see your stuff. So follow him down the elevator.
He'll be here from 4 to 8, like, oh, what you got over there? Can I help you fill that declaration form? He's so helpful. He's such a nice guy. That's awesome. Yeah, we are missing a few people, but it is 8:23, so we gotta go. David, how are they going to pay for the additional translator days? Do they come to you? Pay to Laney. Okay, where is Laney?
Has anybody already paid Laney for an extra translator? That's what I thought. We opened that up yesterday.
Okay, good. If you have
need to pay Laney for the translators. Okay.
Yes.
We have 4. So see Laney here.
If you do not.
Okay, that's what you need to see.
Okay, listen up. Very important. If you do not arrange with Laney for payment before you go to the market this morning, your translator is going to go home tonight. So do not leave here today without working it out with Laney, okay? Make sense? Anybody confused about that? No, right? All right.
Yes, because I've just been out to see Laney and she told me to pay tonight.
Okay, well, arrange with her, right, so that everything is okay. So make sure everything is arranged. Okay. We are going to be doing, shooting some testimonial videos, and we would really appreciate it if you would share your experience. It's super simple. A couple of questions we'll ask you, and then you can share freely as well. So if you enjoyed the trip, if it's been helpful to you, several of you came up to me and said how helpful it was and how it's going to revolutionize your business and how it changed your mindset about certain things. So we'd really appreciate a testimonial video because we're going to do this again. And we'd love for others to see what your experience is because it's really hard to explain what it's like. You know, Jason is very good at pitching this stuff, right? As many of you can attest to, 60 some of you. But it's hard to explain, and we want people to actually get the gist of it before they come so they have the right expectation and they understand what it is they're getting into.
The guy out there doing it right now is doing such a good job. I don't think he's really good.
Angel?
No.
Oh, the guy. No, we want lots of different perspectives, for sure. So yeah, I really appreciate it. I was wondering this morning, how many of you, if we offer this again, and we gave you like a very, very steep discount to basically cover our costs, how many of you would come back?
Yeah, sure.
Wow, get a picture of that.
All right.
Just,
Raise your hand again. Picture. Quick.
I'd like to add, Will, that if there's anyone in the room here that has not had a pleasant experience for whatever reason, if there's something that you haven't accomplished, please pull me aside. I'm going to be here all day and night and going to the market, and tell me what I can do specifically to make your trip worth the time and energy that you put into it. Please, it's important to me. And there's a few people already reached out to, and I'm trying to change that for you. So if there's something I can do specifically, let me know. If it's within my power, I'll do it. If I can't, then I'll delegate it to Seth.
Yeah, I'll hang out here. I'll hang out here after the meeting this morning as well for a little bit if anybody wants to come up and talk, because we want you to be successful. You know, we want everybody in this room to just grow their business by leaps and bounds. And I'm very excited about having come here myself. And I did not come looking for products. We're not looking to expand the lines right now. But I found stuff. And it's like my mind is just blown yet again by the opportunities. What's that?
You have to stay at the hotel. Don't go to the market.
Oh, I got to stay at the hotel. No, I went to the market every day, and I'm going again today for a minute. So.
You want to provide that list you're not going to expand it?
What's that? What's that?
Provide the list that you're not going to expand.
Provide the list I'm not going to expand? You don't want my list, you want your own.
I really just I mean, quarterly, every 6 months, I'm sure there's new people who would come back to back.
How would you change, as a returnee, how would you change the structure or what we do? Yes, right here. You.
Okay, what I would like to see is actually taking like a product that you guys actually found and tell us exactly what you did, step by step, and then once you got it, just go through the steps again, like what Seth did yesterday, about packaging, shipping it, once it gets on Amazon, how it got. Just kind of take it from step A to step Z, because there's so many moving parts in between. It'd be really nice to see exactly how you guys that are super successful make it look so easy.
Gotcha.
You're talking about from sourcing
Yeah.
through the negotiation, the shipping, importing,
To
all
launch.
the way to launching
Yeah,
and
just,
promoting.
you know, it doesn't have to be like,
That's not impossible.
We can do a case study on it.
Yeah.
Particularly the stuff here. So maybe if you check out, you took a few people, each time you go and source something new, and then you've got a few people with you so they can see how you do it, because you've done it so many times.
We can
You
probably
learn a lot.
do that, Seth, on a standalone account, you know,
Yeah,
and
for sure.
do the product A to Z. I love it. Great suggestion.
Yeah.
We actually talked about myself going to the market with some people
Yeah.
next time and kind of, I really can't show exactly what I'm doing, you know, because I try to,
For a new product.
yeah, exactly, for
yeah,
a new
and
product.
exactly what you got, or just
Yeah.
take like a short little video of how you did it.
Zippers.
And then that way, everybody can have access to
The full
whatever
negotiations.
step or stage that they're at.
Yeah, I was going to say the only thing I thought about yesterday was that a lot of the information was great. It just needed to be a day earlier. So the negotiations yesterday could have gone a lot smoother.
Should have asked the question on the first day. Okay,
Okay.
ready for another.
All right, anybody else who wants, we're just gonna be chatting about some stuff. We're not gonna be giving you information, so you're not gonna miss anything if you leave the room. Anybody else ready to give a testimonial? Angel's ready for another person.
do it.
Please go ahead. Back to the room right here.
Come sit down.
One at a time, man. This is a multitasker. Pick one.
Somebody,
We're not going
somebody,
there.
Clive.
Oh, you want to
go
talk
ahead.
to me? Okay.
Yeah, I want to go.
Oh, question, yeah. Somebody get up and go to the,
I'm here, I'm waiting, I don't bite.
you don't mind waiting? They don't wanna miss anything. They can do it right after,
Okay.
right after we're done here. Yes.
I think it'd be really great, especially for the first time, to have people that are a bit more knowledgeable about the market to support us. Because it was sort of like blind people leading blind people around the market with not any knowledge.
You mean like they know where specific
Not
items
that
are
they know
located?
where specific items are, but there's, a little bit more support in navigating the market and what do we do in this market. It's very overwhelming to walk in there and then have someone next to you that maybe is a little overwhelmed too. That's not really grounding you at all. You're just sort of both flying around the market.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's great feedback. Don't underestimate the power of being overwhelmed and shocked, by the way. I'm not joking. There is a very big benefit in getting thrown into a situation, and kind of like I learned to swim by being thrown in the pool. Not joking. My mom kind of said, "Okay, there's the deep end. You go to the bottom, you push up." Right?
She wasn't trying to teach you how to swim. Maybe she was
Oh,
bad.
that's what you told me, Elena. Darn it. But I've had a lot of experiences like that in business situations where you get thrown in. But great point. Maybe we can improve that as well. But very specifically, as returnees, if you were to come back, what would we change specifically for you to make it better the next time?
This gentleman's hands.
Yes,
all
sorry.
asleep here.
Go ahead.
Specifically, I found Elena, and I know a few other people have said the same, an absolute godsend. And so,
She's got a big enough ego, man. What are you doing? What are you doing? Say something bad right now.
I know she doesn't need any acknowledgement, but
Yeah, she does. No, sorry.
a lot of events I've organised myself for speakers, they have breakout sessions, and it would be incredibly beneficial to have. It doesn't necessarily need to be a specific product, take it from the market to launch. Something that I've found incredibly overwhelming is there's so many pieces of software, and how do you check whether a product should or shouldn't be? So we happen to, fortunately, Susie and I, come across Elena in an incredibly open manner where she went, "Oh, I'll show you about your product," because I said, "Well, I've got a product, I think it's really great." And like I said, she barred us from putting it on the market because she literally went, "Oh, let's check this, this and this." No, that will not, you'll lose money, everybody else is losing money. Do not, I ban you, I bar you from doing that product. And a breakout session, I don't know if she'd be willing to, but of somebody who goes, "Hey, if you see an incredible product out in the marketplace and it's an opportunity, this is how you check to see whether anybody's actually selling it. This is how you check using these pieces of software, because this is what I do. And this is how you check to see whether anybody's making any money, how much their money they're making, how they do the turnover, and this, that, and the other."
I have a whole system.
And it was an hour breakout, it would be an hour breakout.
I mean, I have a whole system that I go through because I do all what I call product mining for our business. And when I go through and vet different products, there's a certain system that I go through, tools that I use. They're, I mean, just things that I've discovered along the way, and they're all bookmarked. Unfortunately, it's on Google, so we might have to do this on VPN. But yeah, I could do a live demonstration pretty easily. I mean, that's
The breakout sessions of, half an hour would be great.
We put that on the 8 o'clock agenda.
do that tonight.
Okay, great suggestion. Thank you. We'll do something about that. Yes, Graham. Better map.
Yes.
You want the golden index?
The golden index,
I
right?
thought about it, yeah.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Somebody into info products, create a map, sell it. All right.
Don't take a while.
Yeah, so just timing with things, because, I mean, Anthony and I were lucky. We came here 10 days ago, so by the time we got here, well, we went to Beijing. We haven't been in Yiwu.
So you're not sleeping.
So, but, I mean, by the time you have dinner and 8 o'clock rolls around, if we had just come from the States 2 days ago, I wouldn't have been able to make it. From 8 to 10 at night, I'm brain dead, So I would say have a room where we could, either people could have dinner after the meeting, or during the meeting, and start the meetings, and have them from 6 to 8 instead of 8 to 10.
Okay, and then eat afterwards. Who agrees with that? Eat
And
after
then
the meeting?
people have time for research too, because who wants to be up till midnight? I mean, if you could even get internet service, which has been very sketchy. I've been hardly able to.
All right, who prefers the 8 to 10 meeting after dinner? Over meeting 6 to 8 and then eating after 8?
How about a dinner meeting?
6 to 10.
Yeah, dinner meeting.
Same time? We can have a networking room for sure, but pretty overwhelming majority saying, okay, great feedback, thank you. Anybody else?
Two things. With regards to the meeting time, I
think 7 to 9 would be better than 8 to 10. Because it's an extra hour to do some research, find out what's going on. And also secondly, I think we kind of touched on it a little bit with the others, but a specific line of like, once we get the, how do we get the product? Once we get the product, who do we take it to? How do we get it from here to the States?
Okay, so documented, I got it. A case study, basically, follow along PDF that it says you've done this in the market. You now hand the PO to David. This is what's going to happen next. So step by step. That's easy for us to create. Yeah, flow chart or something like that. Got it. Thank you. Yeah.
And also one more thing, for next year, or next time we come, could be 4 days in the market and then 1 day for play.
4 days in the market, 1 day for play. Does everybody agree with that?
Yeah.
All right.
It's not.
If some of the information had been earlier in the directory or whatever, and some of the translations had a bit more of an understanding of the map, and I don't think we'd have needed the extra day. I think a lot of us lost the first day. Handling for David, wow, thanks. And
yeah,
you're out, Shawn.
Yesterday
where we literally went straight to, after some questions, we wasted 2 days.
Yeah, I understand. How many of you would want that extra day? All right. Cool. All right.
I told you in the beginning that the first day you're just going to get kind of acclimated to the environment, the market. And day 2 you'll make some orders. And today you guys are professionals. So
yeah, there's a transition there, even if we have data.
Yeah.
Well, I wanted to further what you were saying just a little bit about the breakouts. I really value the meetings we have, the masterminds in the evening, and the first 2 have been sort of question answer. But there's a lot of really great people in this room, and we could also really not only get support from you, the people leading us, but even from each other. And if we broke out into different groups, it'd be great to be a little more interactive with one another as opposed to just
the breakout idea is excellent,
yeah.
And what I think, what I think we'll discuss is having more mentors here,
yes.
like Elena and Angel.
Yeah.
And if some of you are interested in perhaps being a mentor next time, let us know. We'll get in touch with you and interview you a little bit. And I think the idea of having breakout rooms where there's a mentor there from this hour to this hour, where you can just kind of walk in and ask questions, that'd be awesome. So I like that. We'll see what we can do about that. I think that's pretty easy to arrange.
On that same note of what we were talking about before, if we do another one in 3 months or 6 months, whatever else can organise it, it would be good to keep an eye on who's been before and who hasn't. We have a lot of people coming back again. It would be useful to jump into the more advanced stuff rather than like, okay, so here's the market, this is about the market.
Yeah.
It's tough. I don't know how that would work, but just some feedback.
Yeah, logistically it's tough, so we'll have to figure it out. But input taken, yeah, we understand. We're used to dealing with people at different levels and stuff. It's just, it becomes harder for sure, but that's great. How many of you would come back in 3 months? Okay, how many in 6 months? 6 months at a time. Well, yeah.
I was going to say October might be better.
So how many of you would prefer January? All right, 6 months is kind of the time frame. So we'll figure it out around the holidays and stuff, but we will.
Might want to think about Chinese New Year. So if people are trying to negotiate products in, you don't want to get caught in stuff that we don't.
Right.
They also might want to think about Christmas.
Yeah, understood. Yeah, those mentioned already. September. 4 months. How many of you, if we put a ridiculous price in front of you, would sign up today for the next trip? Nobody, okay. I'm not going to define ridiculous. That depends on how many hands get raised. Oh, what's the MOQ? You should ask me what's the MOQ, right? Nobody. Yeah.
I have a question.
Athena.
Oh, thank you. What about visiting another place like Shenzhen or some other cool place that we could check out? Some factories and some innovative, futuristic type electronics, and there's just different cities that do different things.
Yeah, for sure. There are so many fairs and so many trade shows and so many. So I think what Shawn suggested is if we just schedule it, near another trade show, like right before or right after the Canton Fair, then you can kind of do both. Yiwu is kind of, from what I understand, is kind of unique, right? So going to a trade show, you wouldn't have the same experience and the infrastructure and all that here, but you should definitely look into those. Absolutely. At some point, everybody should be good, go to the Canton Fair. I thought it was amazing. I don't need to go back there, but it was an amazing experience. Shawn talked about a factory visit. How many of you would like to go to a factory visit instead of a it's not going to happen this time, but instead of like a fun day?
We talked about that scheduling. David and I know a lot of factories in this area and lots of different types of products and commodities, but we could just schedule everybody, just do a walkthrough and kind of understand how Chinese manufacturing works and what it looks like and how to conduct yourself and those kinds of things. So factory visit, good idea. I told you, David.
I have a question.
Yes.
Would it be possible to translate all those questions that Shawn had and graciously gave us yesterday, translate it into Chinese, because what happens is sometimes things get lost in translation.
That is a great point.
Because, I mean, at least my first day was just like, oh, couldn't even get communication with it.
That is a great point. We can hand you like we can hand you some cards, like flashcards.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll get those questions translated today, though. I don't know how to distribute it.
We'll distribute via the email list.
From a cultural standpoint,
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
yeah. So my thought actually from a cultural standpoint, would it be appropriate to actually just have our own form with those questions on it for them to then answer, as opposed to needing to ask them all the time? You simply say, I'm interested, I'm looking at this.
Well, we'll give you the questions in English and translate it, and then you create whatever you want formally.
And my question is more culturally, would that be, if I went to the market and asked somebody that I was looking to do business with to answer those questions, just write it down, is that a problem, or is that something I need to do verbally?
We do this in a reciprocal type of fashion all the time. He says, this is what I want to say, brother. Can you tell me how to do it in correct English? And I do the same thing. So when he translates the questions for the factory, he'll put it in the proper lingo that would go over well with the Chinese culture.
Yeah, don't worry about asking.
I guess my question is it okay to hand it to him in paper form for a question versus asking it verbally?
Well, you're not going to be able to ask it verbally, so you can try.
Not all the questions are going to apply to everyone you talk to.
Yeah, that's why you kind of point to,
oh yeah, okay.
Point to the question, like, and it would be helpful even for the translators to have those questions. Map, right? Yes, Mike.
We're going to our factory down in Shenzhen on Friday. We're flying down there, and exactly what Shawn said is they're planning on picking us up at the airport. They're going to take us to our room. They already got a hotel set up. They're showing us the factory, and then they're going to show us some other products and talk about other products available in the area. So we're going to kind of get like a double dose of finding out of some hot products from other factories because they all know one another. Taking us out to dinner, giving us a room, and flying us back to Shanghai Saturday morning. So I thought that's kind of like a little bit of a highlight for us, the factory part of it. And my boys are going to see the factory, see the product produced and everything. But another thought along what Elena was saying is yesterday she was going out with a translator or with a sourcer that knew exactly where the product was. She knew the lay of the land. And I kind of almost envied her. I'm like, man, she's gonna like go right to where she needs to go. So I think we're kind of a value proposition kind of people. We know what it's like on Amazon. You got to present value. So if we knew we were coming down here and we had a guide that was going to take us right to the promised land, that'd be pretty awesome.
All right. That's a Moses job, right? It's exciting that you get the opportunity to visit a factory like that. So hopefully, I'd like to hear a report on how that goes. I remember my first time long ago, and it was definitely eye-opening. I don't know if we discussed this or not. Sometimes I feel like I repeat myself constantly. Maybe that's from having 4 children, but China is, it's sort of unique in a way that where they have different industrial zones and different provinces, or they specialize in certain commodities and products. sort of like in the US, you know, all the carpet and rugs come from Dalton, Georgia, or, you know, socks and things like that are from northern Alabama. I don't know if you guys know these things or not, but China, you know, furniture from Carolinas or Mississippi. So, and China's more organized. I know it sounds crazy. China and organized almost sounds like an oxymoron, right? But yeah, like for example, Shenzhen, where you're going, specializes in mobile phone, electronics, and, you know, high-tech circuitry board and things like that. So, you know, and say for example, if you wanted bicycles, scooters, and motorcycles, this area here in Jinhua City, between here and Ningbo, specializes in those. That's why I see a lot of scooters around here. You know, sneakers are in this area, and, you know, machinery's in that area. So I think last year, did we do that, Elena? Last year, did we have a map that kind of showed China and the different industrial areas? Do you still have that?
I have it from another group I'm willing to share. Yeah, I have it. I'll get it for y'all.
You can find it on Google when you get home, unless you have VPN here. But basically, if you just look at a map of China, then next time you can decide, you know, if you want to come 10 days early or whatever. They give you an idea of where you want to go based on your business. And like I said, for the most part, if you're in a neighborhood that sells sneakers or shoes, then all the neighbors in that area within miles are all going to be in a similar business, and that's beneficial. So.
Excellent. Well, thank you for the feedback. One of the questions that we got from a few people over the last couple of days, and even on the Q&A call, is about tipping your translator. So from a cultural perspective, Shawn, what would you recommend that they do?
Thanks.
Tip them?
On the spot.
Yeah, put you on the spot.
I think about $20 per day is probably the top end. Although a lot of the girls would be happy with, you know, $20 for the entire 3 days. So whatever you're comfortable with. And I've already decided, if you don't mind telling me that you're not comfortable with the tip, let me know and I'll tip them for you. But David, $20 per day, that's about the maximum for a tip for the translator.
Yes.
So
$20 US?
Yeah, US dollars. So maximum, but they're going to appreciate anything. So if
you think they are good enough, that's okay.
Yeah, so if you appreciated working with them, they will appreciate it, and we do want every one of them to get tipped, and Shawn and I discussed this last night at dinner. It's like, if anybody's not comfortable, listen, we're not going, or whatever reason, let us know, because we will tip them, and we won't judge you, I promise you.
Don't be surprised if they tell you no 3 or 4 times that they don't want the money. You just have to force them to take it.
Yeah, this is Chinese culture.
Oh yeah, that's very true. So they may say, no, it's okay. You should insist. Yeah, insist. Because they'll tell you no, but they mean yes. And they'll be very sad. You say, no, thank you.
They'll be considered rude if they didn't say no. So they'll take the money. Yes.
Yeah, I want to.
Hi.
Yes. Thank you very much for remembering my name. It's as easy as pie, right? I want to thank you for setting up the translator that I had, because we went to a vendor, and on the spot, as I spoke with the vendor through my translator, they offered her a job.
Oh, wow.
So I want to thank you that I was able to see that and be part of that with her and her life and her future.
Wow.
Wow. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mine knows more about FOB than I do.
Knows more about FOB?
Yeah, he's done a great job.
Excellent. Okay, so would anybody like to share, I'll try and get 3 people to do this. Would anybody like to share a hot tip of something you've learned in the last couple of days that will help everybody else in sourcing today in the market? Elena.
It was an answer to a question that came the other night about boxes and packaging. So I came looking for a color box for a generic item I want, because I want the box to be nice to put on the listing to get off the other people that are selling the same generic item. And I went through where Michelle told me to go, which was, I'll give you the exact booth if you want it. Booth 10101. 10101.
Damn, I've got to go there and do my purchase order.
Yeah, all right, don't go until Michelle gets a chance to go.
What street?
All right, it is District 2, first floor, Gate 2, District F. F and 2, they're all the section. Yeah, Building 2, first floor, Gate 2, District F. it's fancy pants, jewelry boxes, stuff like that. I'm like, they're not going to have what I want. My woman yesterday sat down with them, die-cut boxes. They're 86 cents. They're 4 cents. I got 86 cents. I get them in the U.S. 4 cents here. My full color, 4-color box was 12 cents here. Now it's going to be more for shipping, but it's still 12 cents versus that one's $1.12. So if you want like regular boxes, Uline's great. Some local stores have good stuff. But if you, I'm going to do some sea shipment. So the ones that I pay 75 cents for, I'm going to get for 4 cents. I'm going to put those on the boat. I don't need them for a while. I'll get, you know, the ones from the U.S. But don't be intimidated by the fact that all the boxes are like pretty and they look like MacBook boxes. You can get plain white, crappy Shawn type boxes. So Michelle gets the tip for telling me that that's where the box place was, and just so you know, they look fancy and there's all these poly bags and zippers and beads, and you're like, I just need to avoid this section. Go in and talk to them. They'll make little white boxes for you.
Thank you.
So on that same note, we had a couple of experiences yesterday where we were negotiating and the packaging was an issue. We had the same issue yesterday where we were negotiating and the boxes were an issue. So what we did was we just said, look, we'll send you the boxes. And they said, oh, okay. And that's it. You know, and as Elena was saying, you know, you can source them for 12 cents, 14 cents. So, but if you tell them, like, we'll do it for you. And then you just ask David, say, look, we need to send 1,000 boxes to these guys. And it's super easy, but as you were saying yesterday, they just don't think of it. Yeah, worked really well.
Thank you. Good advice.
Anybody else want to share a hot tip?
Yesterday, I was talking to a vendor, and the vendor needed a certain product. He didn't have it in the store. So he says, wait. So he got on the phone, he called a friend at the factory, and then friend said, oh yeah, we got it over here. We can he sent a video of it. And then I said, what about this other product? Do you have that? Can you get that? So he called another friend, and he got a line for that product too.
Did you guys get that? Guanxi, right?
Guanxi,
exactly. So he basically said he was looking for a product, couldn't find it. He was talking to one vendor, and he told the vendor he was looking for that product, and the vendor said, oh, I know who I can get it from. Called somebody that he knew. They sent him a video of it. Is this the product? He said, yes. And he says, I'm looking for this other product. Oh, I know another guy. Called the other guy, same thing. So he was able to find somebody in the marketplace that helped him find other products because he knew other people. So very good, excellent.
Yeah,
yes, one more, we're done.
Actually, that happened to me yesterday.
Oh yes, Yiwu Go. Carl suggested this to me yesterday, and I forgot before he left. There's a website he's been using called Yiwu Go, and it's in Chinese. So you need to use Google Translate to translate the page. And you can translate the name of the product or the keyword for the product using Google Translate and then copy and paste it there. And when you search it, it will tell you where in the marketplace it is. You can change to English?
Searching Chinese is much better. You get much more.
Okay, he says you can change to English, but if you are able to search in Chinese by using Google Translate to translate your keywords, he says the results are way better. Probably because the vendors don't add the English keywords, right?
I've been noticing those signs at the airports. Like JFK Airport, I've seen it at Atlanta Airport. Yiwu Go.
Yeah, Yiwu Go. So that's a hot tip right there, to find where in the marketplace you might want to go. G-O-U?
Yeah, Yiwu, G-O-U.
Oh, not G-O, but G-O-U. Yiwu, G-O-U.com.
This is David's name. Go along. Spell the same.
Excellent. Any other burning questions? You guys ready to go source some stuff? Last day? We do need more testimonials, so if you would please take a few minutes, we'd certainly appreciate it. And I will have the resource list printed out for you tonight, and we'll email that out as well. Actually, does anybody really want a hard copy, or can I just email? Do you want a hard copy? Yes. Hard copy. I will email. I will email to everybody. Okay. Email. Okay. I'll email.
question about tomorrow, times please, just to refresh memory.
Times for tomorrow. What time do we leave here tomorrow, David? And where are we meeting for the tour? 8 o'clock? 8 o'clock in the lobby.
Yes.
Okay, please don't be late because we have a bus scheduled, right? So 8 o'clock. We'll be back around 5 o'clock.
We leave there, Sergeant in Kyle, we leave there.
Oh, we leave there 4:30 to 5. What time are we here? 1 hour? Okay, so about 6 o'clock you'll be back here. So the bus leaves at 8, we'll be back at 6. Lunch is included tomorrow, so you don't have to worry about that. Just have breakfast before you leave.
Doesn't matter what you wear, shorts, sneakers, short sleeve, it's okay.
No, it's just a bit
I
tight.
tried to visit the Vatican, they have short sleeve shirts and short pants, it was okay. Yeah, so it's okay.
Yeah, before you leave, go arrange payment with Lainey for your translator. Otherwise, your name will be crossed off the list. There are a lot of people talking right now. Shh. I want to make sure nobody misses this. Before you leave this morning, go see Lainey and arrange for payment for your translator. Even if your name was on the list, if you don't arrange with her, she's going to understand that you don't want it anymore. Okay? Because they have to arrange for the hotel rooms for tonight for the young ladies to stay here with you. One more thing.
Just so you guys understand how the process works, because a few people are confused, fill out the purchase order and hand it to your translator. They'll make sure that David's team gets it. And it really is that simple. This gentleman was questioning, so should I follow up, make sure everything's okay? They tell me it's sorted. If it's okay, don't worry because you're here, right?
Yes.
So just give the purchase order to your translator. You don't have to hand it to David directly. The translator knows exactly what
Fill
they're
it out
doing.
in English?
Yeah, and if I were you, someone had a problem this morning, they lost some of the purchase orders. Ever since I had my first smartphone, I take a picture of every important document, and I always have it. So take a picture of the purchase order, then hand it. That way, if something happens, you still have it. You didn't lose that work.
But you must leave your information on the paper.
Make sure it has your contact information.
Make sure your information is legible on the paper that you're going to hand to the translator so he can contact you.
Just staple your business card with.
Or staple a business card, yeah.
So, once you have the order, and then we're gonna have it to the translators and translators
No, just it'll be in English.
Take a picture first.
Take a picture
Somebody
first.
has lost like 2 or 3 purchase orders, which is unfortunate.
Hey, well, how about the terms of payment? What's the order of events to take place? So you fill out your PO, when you make payment, blah, 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 deposit.
David will contact you to let you know about payment.
You're going to negotiate the payment terms with the supplier, and it's going to be right
It's going to be on the PO.
When he calls to confirm, or when his staff calls to confirm, then they're going to give you a total dollar amount of wire.
So everybody should understand, before
I pay factory, you must wire money to me. I cannot pay money for your gas.
Will not.
Just pay something.
If we're going to work with him for other procurement, can I just hand him more than 3 POs?
So he'll give you more than 3 POs, I'm sure. The first 3 POs, you know the deal. It's $100 across the board. Whatever after that, you guys negotiate. It's normal for a procurement agent to charge a percentage, 1, 2, 3%, something like that, depending on the order. So I'll let you guys work that out. I really don't want to be involved in it. Wow. We got more questions.
All right, 3 more and then we're done. Right here.
For a smaller order, if we pay the supplier in full, we don't really need David. We can just give the PO to ours for regular shipping to the supplier.
That's a good question. I would give it to David just to make sure that continuity is there until you get your feet wet. Because if something happens and Forrest can't do what you need him to do, you're going to call David anyway. You're going to say, hey, David, fix it. So.
Hi.
Does David say Bitcoin?
You take Bitcoin? Bitcoin.
That would be enough.
And just to clarify, to use David's services, it's a minimum $1,000 order, is that
Correct.
correct?
Yeah, per transaction, yeah.
The order value with that supplier needs to be at least $1,000 to make it worth your while too. And it's per supplier. The purchase order can have multiple items, but that's one transaction.
Per
Each
supplier.
transaction is $100.
Okay, very good. So testimonials outside, please, and we'll see you back here at 8 p.m. tonight. Have an awesome day.